Well, the ban list should be out any day now, and usually I do a little bit of a prediction, or not so much prediction because you can't really predict anything with this dog shit company, Konami. But we can sort of have a wish list and what we think would be healthy for the game, because obviously the ban list isn't driven by healthiness, it's driven by profit. But this is, hopefully what I can present to you is perhaps somewhat of a decent list. So first I'm going to talk about all the bans, all the limits and stuff that I think things should be taken down from. So everything that needs to be tuned down, and then after that I'm going to talk about everything that could potentially be tuned up, brought back, etc., etc. Yeah, so that's kind of how I'm going to structure this. So yeah, let's get into it. Banned, we have Royal Magical Library and Magical Explosion and Djinn, and potentially one of these, or limiting both of them. I haven't quite decided yet, but I think like they could maybe keep Senju at 3, ban Manju, or vice versa, or maybe just keep both of them at 1 each. Djinn definitely has to go. It's just ignorant. I don't like ignorance in this game. I don't like being able to just sit there and win, not because you're a good player or anything, but because of the fact that you've just so happened to be sitting on one card, and I don't think that's how that game should be played. I kind of skipped ahead a little bit, but yeah, Royal Magical Library, Magical Explosion, and also Blaze Phoenix, just as preemptive hits for Chicken Explosion, Chicken Race, Chicken Chicken Explosion. I don't know whatever the hell it's called. Right, so I think those should be brought down to 1. Sorry, just banned, like, because Blaze Phoenix has like infinite loops and stuff. Well, not infinite loops, but it's got FTKs, and you know, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't think that's how this game should be played. Like, I think we're a little bit of ahead of the days of Exodia and stuff, where we kind of just sort of sit there and don't actually interact with our opponent. We just sort of solitaire. Like, I don't think this is a competitive game after all. You're playing 1 versus 1. You're not solitaring. I don't think that's how you should be played. I mean, obviously other people would disagree. Maybe that is a legitimate way to play, but I just don't think it is. So we would ban these. Again, Djinn, just like I said, I don't like ignorance. I think it's pretty disgusting. The Jews, of course, just they become any card in your deck. Rank 4 facilitation. It's just unbelievable. Just like +1. Like, what is the bad thing about this card? I don't know. Just there is no downside to this. So I feel like having either 2 or 3 of them left would be okay, but like 6 is a bit much, to be honest. But then again, you kind of run into the dilemma of, well, it's sort of becomes a little bit sacky if assuming Necros is like still the best deck. Like, what if my opponent happens to have a Jew and I don't? It puts you really far ahead. If whereas if they're at 6, then both players sort of kind of have an equal opportunity to kind of have a chance at playing these powerful cards each. Brynak, just a little bit of an extra slap on the wrist to 1 probably I think would be okay. Yeah, not much to say there. Just discards any card in your deck. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that powerful of a card, but I just think overall the deck is like so good that every little thing just works together so well that it makes the deck so powerful. Yeah, I don't know, like, I think Necros should be able to play at like full power, but I don't feel like they do anything that's too unfair apart from Djinn. But maybe Unicore as well because of the negate thing. I don't feel like Necros does anything that's unfair. I feel like Necros is just a league ahead of other decks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like they are ignorant decks. They aren't like brainless decks. They're good, strong decks, and I feel like they're only gonna be hit is because of the fact that they're a league ahead, not because they're unfair. If you know what I mean, I'm trying to like explain myself better. But if we look at a deck like Shadow's like the equivalent. I don't feel like that deck is unfair because Winda potentially was, for a while. But it's like they're both really good decks, but Necros is just a league ahead because it just does everything Shadow does, but like better. It like deals with the extra deck monsters better. It has outs to multiple things better. It's faster. It's more consistent. It's just everything that a good deck is, but just one league ahead. So I don't think Necros is unfair. I just think it's a little bit too much of a power creep. Obviously, Konami are going to release decks that are power creeping the previous generation or whatever, right? I mean, that just makes sense. That's how they're going to sell products. But Like it's just one step too far, you know. And I don't feel like any of these cards are unfair. But yeah, I think you understand what I mean by now, hopefully. So don't want to dwell on that too much. I think Unicorn Brinac to 1, or perhaps maybe not Unicorn to, well, I don't know. Like I'm kind of tossing up between. I can't tell if Unicorn is the one that's really good or if it's Herald. Like I can't tell if it's sort of the fact that Unicorn is kind of a free monster because you Kaleido, you send Arc and it replaces itself, and the mirrors themselves replace themselves in Grave. So it's almost like you're getting free monsters, which level 4 you get in free rank 4s almost. I kind of feel like that's kind of what the deal is here. So I'm not sure if perhaps maybe Arc needs to go to 1 or Unicorn needs to go to 1, or maybe Unicorn can just like go to 2 and Arc can go to banned. Yeah, and again, like this is why I put Kaleidoscope on the list. I don't really know if it's maybe Unicorn that's broken or the whole concept of ritual summoning from your extra deck that's broken. It's quite a tough one, but I feel like any combination of these going to 1 would probably be okay. Preparation, I think this should be banned. I don't think I think this is okay at 0 or 3. I think it's one of those cards where, yeah, it's really like your opponent could have outplayed you, grinded you down, and then you rip this off the top of your deck, and it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like snatch steal, And in the mirror match, if you're both kind of low on resources late game, it's whoever sees this bad boy first is probably going to end that duel there and then. Again, another Necros hit. It's all about the Necros. There's a reason this deck has been taking 50% of top cut representation. It's just so fast, so consistent. Everything replaces itself, and I feel like Shrit to 1 would be pretty good. A ban would be a little bit ahead of a little unfair, so I think 1 would be okay. Yeah, just 1 Shrit. Denko, probably should have mentioned this way at the start. I don't think this card should be legal, honestly. I think it's disgustingly overpowered. It's really, like, especially with the way Necros have managed to take advantage of it with Valks and stuff. Like, you summon this into like 3 back row and then you protect it when they do manage to top deck a monster that's bigger than 17. It's just absolutely crazy. Like, this thing on its own should not have been, like, forgetting its effect. Like, the fact that it has that effect and then it's like 1700. It's like not a lot of decks can actually like deal with that. Like Telenites can't really like handle a Denko Sekka. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of, I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't say it's ignorant, but I feel like cards that say you can't or your opponent cannot or neither player can. I feel like these cards in general just have something inherently bad about them that I don't feel like the game should be kind of based around. Like I feel like cards can be powerful, but at the same time not powerful in the sense that they just completely lower your opponent's ceiling. I don't know. I guess that's sort of maybe a whole kind of other discussion about what this game's like intention should be. But Denkaseka, like limiting, banning it. I don't feel like this thing is like fair at all. Like decks that rely on traps, and then you have like Denko. It's I don't like this thing is Cold Wave on legs. Like, please think about that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, one inevitable Cliffort hit. There was a couple of things I was going to add here. I don't think Towers is a good card. I think it's really, really bad. But it did so well at the last European World Championship because of the surprise factor, I would say. I mean, every deck has an out to Towers, I think some more than others, at least with current meta decks. Like, maybe Shaddolls have a bit more of a tough time, but they do have outs. Necros easily out Towers, but a lot of people were dropping Decisive Armor, potentially why this deck did so well. Freaking Warrior decks, Altair dot deck, sorry, Deneb dot deck. Yeah, the stuff is easy. Easily out, and sorry, mixing up my words here. It's easily out Towers with things like Excalibur. So I decided that stealth is probably be a good addition to the list. I think maybe banning this, or I don't think Clifford is a good deck. I think Clifford does well because it takes advantage of all the floodgates so well, And the reason I decided on stealth over something like scout and stuff and sacrifice, I thought sacrifice was a little bit too harsh. I think 2 would have been okay. Scout again 2. I don't know. Like it just seems a bit. Yeah, just a bit harsh. It's not the Clifford cards that are powerful. I think, like, yeah, it's a good deck, but it just gets trumped by just how powerful the floodgates are, and it just synergizes so well with the floodgates. I think that's why the deck is so good. So finally, my point is the reason I put stealth on here is because yeah, it's spell speed 4. Like that's that's really it. 2800, like super massive monster and equipped with sacrifice and bounce like 2 cards because you usually tribute carrier and stuff, and like your opponent can't respond to like 2 bounces. Like not that like bouncing cards is that great this format, but like I mean, come on, like wow, just there's a reason Super Poly got banned. And I wouldn't say this is on the level of Super Poly, of course, but like spell speed 4 is just a bit too much. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Moving on to inevitable Shaddoll hits. It was a toss up between regular fusion and L fusion. I feel like L fusion is okay. Like it kind of promotes OTKs and stuff, but I feel like the deck is OTK centric in the first place. I think fusion, regular fusion to 1 would probably be okay because of the fact that maybe extra decks are going to be quite relevant soon with the release of Ignites and Clownblade. So maybe fusion would probably be a bit too powerful in that sort of kind of playing field where everyone's using the extra deck. Fusing for free is yeah, it's plus like 3 or 4. It doesn't seem like something that should really be easily accessible. And then just as another sort of light touch, I thought maybe Shadow Games could go to 2 or 1. There was a while where Shadows weren't even playing this in the first place because it was just all OTK based. But now that the format has slowed down a lot, Shadow Games has gained popularity. It's kind of like maybe touch this, maybe not. I don't know. But I think the other important card to hit would be Construct. This card is so good. Like the thing is, right, I don't think Construct is that good for its Catastar effect. I feel like that is kind of a thing that Shadows need, because if you take away their Construct, like how do they out like 90% of like monsters? Do you know what I mean? Like how do Shadows out like a Star Eater or sorry, not Star Eater, a Leo, for example? They can't target it. It's like the deck isn't really designed around running traps, I don't think. So Construct deals with like all the problems. The reason Construct is so good is because it sends it's a foolish burial on summon, and when you have like cards like Beast and Falco to be sending from your deck, I think that's what makes Construct so damn good, not really the Catastar effect, although I feel like the Catastar effect is pretty necessary. Next card in the meta, yeah, Ritual Beast, potentially put Ambush to 1, just give them a little less recoverability. I don't think the deck is that great at all, but I think if you were to hit everything in the meta, then it's only fair that we bring Ambush down a little bit. So Canahawk perhaps to 2, 1 maybe. Ambush definitely to 1. Just Ambush like facilitate, like flipping this on your opponent's end phase and then defusing, and you just have 4 monsters ready for your next turn. Like, and because of the fact that they can only special summon once per turn, by the time you start your turn, that effect obviously resets, and now you're free to like make like 50 searches or whatever. Like, it's really really crazy just how much like what this card Ambush does. It's searchable, so 1 wouldn't really be that bad. It just makes it less abusable if you're constantly like ambushing on your opponent's end phase after they grind out your monsters. So yeah, that's my reasoning behind it. I think I've like skipped ahead here. Yeah, Searing Graph. I think it could be one or the other. Probably Graph more so, limiting it to 1, coupled with perhaps limiting Dante as well. I think like the floating ability of this deck, just grinding and grinding and grinding, like not necessarily like overpowering your opponent because of how good the monsters are, because they're not that great. If your opponent summons anything bigger than 2500, you're probably going to be in trouble. But just like it just does so well with access to traps like Wing Blast, Karma Cut, Regeki Break, just all these like amazing cards, that are probably really awful in other decks but are just amazing in this. Yeah, I feel like one of them could go to 1, maybe both potentially. I don't know. I feel like maybe Graph to 1, Dante to 1 would be okay, something like that. I don't know. I also think I missed Altair, but yeah, Deneb, fine. Like get your +1s. Like there's plenty of +1s in this game. But I just think being able to loop constantly is like a little bit too fast. And this is more like preliminary hits what I'm suggesting, because like if you're gonna hit Necros this hard, then you don't want like other decks to do that well, like to overtake them completely as like the best decks. Because if you hit all the other decks but like leave Tellas untouched, then they're gonna be pretty overpowered because everything isn't as strong as it once was. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it for all my archetype hits. Now I'm going to talk about things that can come back or be changed like a little bit. I wanted to bring up Dark Hole and Raigeki. I would rather see this banned and Dark Hole to 3. I feel like that would be much more fair. Raigeki sort of facilitates like just brainless kind of slam down on the table. Here you go. Dark Hole on the other hand, do I have a field like you could be winning and then win more with Raigeki, whereas with Dark Hole you could be winning and then you got to hold your Dark Hole because you're winning. You can't use your Dark Hole. Like there's a big difference between the two. So I feel like 3 Dark Hole would be fair. Raigeki would be banned. That would be better. I don't know why Konami decided like surely it makes more sense to slowly bring back Dark Hole and then Raigeki rather than just like I'm pretty sure these were at 1 each at one point, or I don't know, I could be wrong about that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I have one more preemptive hit instant fusion for Nodin. Yeah, Nodin's pretty busted. Tons of FTKs. Although I did hit some of the cards. I think Blaze Phoenix is the only FTK Nodin can do. I'm sure there's more, but yeah, I guess instant fusion would just make that less consistent. Floodgates would put this lose a turn to 1, potentially ban macro, definitely ban emptiness, 1 maybe even ban mistake, like just cards that like just don't let your opponent play. Like it's just ridiculous. Lose a turn is a little bit more fair because it's only 1 turn, but it's like I think the thing with lose a turn, right? See if it wasn't a defense thing, like that would like be okay. But if you're playing like Necros, like you guys don't have any defense. Like maybe if you had like a big booty monster, like okay, cool, I could summon it on defense and then use it next turn. But it's like, okay, so you negate my effects and like I don't know. I just like the defense thing, is surprisingly really good. So yeah, I don't know. Vanity's Emptiness definitely banned. Like we're way past the stage where this card was bad because you rarely special summon, but the power creep in the game has just become so vast that you kind of need like some toning down here. Like Vanity's Emptiness is really, really, really powerful, and I feel like some cases it's even worse at 1 because it's like how many times in the Necros mirror match you ask your opponent, hey, do you want to side it out? Because it facilitates ignorance. It's just like whoever draws it first can potentially just win outright. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course, people can counter the argument and say, oh, but if you send a card from your deck to graveyard and if you attack over something, it goes, yeah, sure, of course, but you're not going to flip vanities if you know you can't like maintain it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a silly argument. So for things that could come back, I feel like Dragoons to 2 potentially. I don't know, since we're not getting Neptibus anytime soon, I believe. I don't know if it was limited because of a certain loop or FTK it could do, but I mean, if as long as there's no like FTK sort of degenerate kind of loops like that, then this could easily come back to 2. Mermails have been pretty irrelevant for a while. Dad, I feel like Dad isn't that great. I mean, like, how often are you gonna find yourself like being able to like banish 2 dads and then add them back with 1 turn? And even then, it's like 5600. That's not an OTK. Like, I feel like 2 dads would be fine. There's no like really relevant dark deck that really takes advantage of dad. Like, you can't really imagine burning best running dad. I don't know. I mean, especially with the rulers gone, like there's no way to just like bring out free monsters like to OTK and to help like banish your wyverns to get this to your hand. Yeah, I just feel like chaos in general has been pretty weak, and I don't know. Why not have 2 dads, right? I mean, America's got the gay marriage now, so 2 dads would be fine, right? They could celebrate. So Democ, I think I haven't even read the errata, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like even just without the errata, this card's fine. Like, do you know what I mean? Just adding back a spell from your graveyard, like what deck can really, really take advantage of Democ? You know what I mean? Like that, like really think about what deck is going to just run like Democ, like spellbooks. I mean, really, like we gotta think about that now in 2015. Infernoids potentially. I don't know. I guess. Yeah, I mean, I really don't think it's that great, to be honest. Easily could come back to 1 in my opinion. Archfiend, I feel like part of me, my heart says I want this to come to 2, but my brain says this thing should just be banned. Easily one of the most ignorant decks ever designed and created. So while I don't think the deck is very good, even if with 3 Archfiend like today, I don't think if we had 3 Archfiend for this format, I don't think Inferni would have been that great because you've got cards like Denko, like just like hands completely like wreck Infernity if you have like follow-ups and stuff, and Like the thing is, this deck has one bar. Whoa, hello. This deck has like one barrier, you know, and that's really all the protection it's got. If you out that one barrier, then what else? Like, there's nothing else to do. There we are. So yeah, also Dragonfly Hornet. How long have I been going on for? 20 minutes. Okay, let's try to wrap this up soon. Dragonfly Hornet. Yeah, I feel like Dragonfly could probably go to 3 before this goes to 2. You don't want like loops because I don't feel like this is once per turn, is it? Like it's once per turn, but it's not like once per turn and only that turn. So you can like use multiple Dragonflies. Like I think that's probably why this card was really good. Yeah, I don't know, they could like potentially do something about that. So it's only one Dragonfly per turn and only once that turn. Yeah, Hornet to 3 easily. Like, yeah. Tragodia, I don't know why this is still at 2. Has anyone really ever stole the towers? Yeah, I don't think so. Sangan, I feel like Tour Guide into Sangan set Crush card pass is like, you know, we're way past, like, it's so slow. And the fact that it goes from field to graveyard rather just go to graveyard in general, which means like, you know, things like Xying with this thing isn't like super good. Like, I mean, come on, it's not busted, let's be honest. It's not broken. It's not ban worthy in 2015. Moraltac, yeah, this thing was banned way too late. Like, this thing was like, if not that I think it should have been banned in the first place, but if it should have been banned, it should have been banned in October, not like January. I think it was they banned this thing. Like, what the hell? Who cares? Like, by that time, shadows were so irrelevant. It wasn't even like, no, I don't think it was January they were relevant. It was like February when Necros came out. But yeah, Molotech at like 2 would be okay. Like, I don't know why it was, whatever. Book of Moon, Inherent Neg 1s are pretty bad. And don't get me wrong, Book Moon is obviously a very amazing card. But yeah, I mean, a lot of decks don't even run Book of Moon. A lot of people have only been running it for Jin. It's really versatile. It's really cool. I do like it. Yeah, I don't know. I think 2 would be okay. Gateway, yeah, just one gateway surely won't hurt. Like, I mean, come on, we're a long way away from the meta that was 2-3 years ago, guys. Like, please understand that, you know. Heavy Storm. This isn't something I want to bring back. This is something I just wanted to talk about because people have going on and on about this card. This card is absolutely horrible. Do not bring this back. This card should stay banned 5 ever. It is so bad. Like, every game that has, like, if you activate Heavy Storm, the game almost always ends that turn. Like, it's so powerful. And especially at 1, like, it adds like sack factor to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just, yeah, no. I don't. This should not come back. Just think about it, right? If you activate Heavy Storm, you've probably won that turn. Like, that's how it usually goes. Yeah, I mean, of course, like, people should be punished for just ignorantly setting 4 cards, 4 or 5 cards, passing turn, and just, you know, just dirt flip whenever. But at the same time, it's like that's just how certain decks have to play. You know, they have to lower your ceiling. I don't mind traps. I just don't mind floodgates. And I feel like, you know, especially with pendulums and stuff being a thing, this will destroy scales. Like, oh my god, there is just so many reasons this card should stay banned. Like, just, it should stay banned, you know. Like, I'm okay with, like, ban the floodgates, but like, don't bring back Storm. Like, I'd rather like play with floodgates than, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, Heavy Storm is like too good, guys. It's just really too good. Rekindling, go to 2. Yeah, not much to say there. Well, what relevant deck has played Rekindling? Spellbook of Fate, deck's pretty garbage. It's not garbage, but you know, it's not like amazing. 2 Fate wouldn't kill anyone, I don't think. Yeah. Symbol of Heritage, again, 2, probably. It's fine. Compulse, shit could go to 3 for all I care. It's so bad. Like, this is one of the worst cards of the format. I mean, it's not been terrible because Burning Abyss and Shaddoll have sort of had some popularity, but yeah, this is probably one of the worst of the one-off kind of staple trap things. So like, if you think about like Bottomless Torrential Warning, this is probably like the worst one of the lot. So I think like maybe Konami could work on slowly bringing this back. Gear, deck's pretty dog shit. Yeah, play 2. I think 2 would be okay. Stratos, bit of a tough one. You can make a whole freaking video about why this guy should come back, shouldn't come back. I don't know. There's probably so many different combos and like loops and stuff you can do, but I don't think Stratos does anything game breaking at 1. Surely, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I would like to, like, why can't they just do what they did with Snatch Steal? Just bring it back for 1 format, just hypothetically to see. what it would do at one. Like I'm so sure it wouldn't like be as nuts as people think. Like at least like as a sort of trial thing, like Konami should totally just do that. Like just for one format, just so we can like end the debate once and for all. If heroes are topping left, right, and center, then okay, everyone who wants this back can like admit that it's a bit too overpowered. Substitute, this was banned alongside Mass Driver, I believe. Yeah, I, I don't think this card does anything particularly special without Mass Driver. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm maybe I just saw this on the list and I was like, ah, fuck it, I'll throw substitute on. Substitute onto my one-offs because hey, I mean, like I love frogs. I played frogs for a while, and I'm pretty sure the reason this guy's banned is no longer relevant. So just bring it back to one. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. If there is any sort of loops or something currently in the game that can be done with substitute without mass driver, then please let me know. Final countdown. Yeah, like really, like if this deck would be relevant, like I mean, come on, surely like people can just like I don't know. Everyone has like everyone sides for rogue, so everyone will side things like spell trap destruction, etc., etc. And yeah, just like end phase MST their stall cards and stuff, you know, like this card at 2 probably like I mean okay like I said earlier I don't think solitaire cards are that good. I kind of put this thing in here for like a bit of a laugh. Probably could just yeah maybe just ban it altogether. I don't know. But I mean it's not like that great surely. Like relying on come on you're gonna build a deck that relies on threatening roar. Good luck doing well. Do you know what I mean? Ring of Destruction. Yeah, I think with the whole unable to draw thing is like okay, like this thing could be 1, 2. This thing's better than Compulse to be honest. So maybe it could stay at 1 for a little, like maybe another format. But yeah, I don't see any reason why this thing couldn't come to 2 because you can't win games with it anymore. Like unless your opponent is exactly like whatever at that certain life. I think that concludes pretty much everything. My final point I wanted to mention is like Heavy Storm, people wanted Shockmaster back. One answer to that is nope. Nope, 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 nope. That's pretty much all I have to say to that. Shockmaster, no, just no. Like so ignorant, you know. There's lots of decks that can just spam like 3 level 4 monsters. Just you know, make this call, you know, whatever their deck relies on, you know, playing against Necros, call spells, playing against like freaking I don't know, like Tellarknights, call traps, yeah, just playing against like BA, call monsters, or I don't know. It's just like yeah, like like I said, cards that say you can't or you cannot or your opponent cannot, etc., etc. Those cards should just not exist in the first place. Yeah, so that's just a small shout out. Don't think this thing should come back. Finally, Shien to 3. Yeah, who cares? Whatever. You can have your 1 gateway, 3 Shien. I don't think your deck will do anything. I'm sorry. I think we're way past like, okay, I mean, 2 counters and you want to like get extra 500 attack? Sure, whatever. Searching monsters, again, like searching monsters, really? Like we have cards like Manju and Senju at 3. You're going to complain about removing 4 counters to search 1 samurai card? Yeah, I don't think that's like so great in this meta today. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. For me personally, the reason I'm like bringing back all these old cards, like I just like diversity. I like the idea of different decks being able to compete with one another. So yeah, that's kind of my reasoning behind it. So to recap, oh fuck it, there's no need to recap. I've been talking for so long, I'm getting really tired here. But yeah, ban these 2, ban Jin, limit or semi-limit one or the other, limit, limit, limit slash ban, ban, limit, limit slash ban, limit, limit, limit slash ban, limit, 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 unlimited ban, limit, limit, ban, ban, limit slash ban, 2, 1, 2 slash ban. I don't know, like I want to, but at the same time I think it's ignorant, so it should be banned. I don't know. Maybe 1 for now, 3, unlimited totally, unlimited, 1, 2, 2, 1, never ever ever stay banned, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, maybe 1, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 2, ban 1, 1 slash 2, ban slash 1, 3, 1, ban. So that's my ban list wish list. I hope you enjoyed listening. It's been a pretty long one. I hope I haven't bored you too much. And yeah, thanks. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.